if you missed Tesla, this stock is next. Could be your last chance. I'm not a financial advisor, but Micron just had excellent earnings. Stock is up significantly. The market itself is up somewhat. The margins on Micron are incredible, about 70%, similar to Micron margins, similar to NVIDIA margins. NVIDIA is down, so of course, NVIDIA is not sounding like the stock of interest. Anyway, Bitcoin's down. The dollar is not really doing anything. The 10 years not doing too much. Don't really have to worry about natural gas, crude oil, anything like that. All we can really say is you can't short this market, even though it's not the strong bull market that we had. Bear market is a little bit of a slip here. Maybe we'll get another month. This could be a sort of, end of year tax loss harvesting week where we might have some sales. But all we really have to say is there's a stock that's up right now. And if you missed Tesla, which did have a pretty significant run in the last week, Tesla came down to earth a little bit today. Micron could be next. There are some other stocks that are looking great as well. I'll show you those in a second, but if you're slow on time, AIG, LITE, Carvana, CVNA, Lite, LITE, and C1, which is a software name. I'm not super familiar with CWAN, but they all seem to be holding up. A lot of those you're familiar with: optoelectronics, insurance. Carvana is like online car shopping. I guess that's software. C1 is software as well, and ANF is Abercrombie and Fitch. So again, hope this helps, but not financial advice. Like this video if you want more ideas.
This is Sam Putnam.
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 All right, so here's the Micron chart. Here's the sort of failure, failed breakout, but it held green, okay? And here's the market. So a little bit of bounce, but also the market had a failed breakout, so no big deal that Micron failed a little bit. And yesterday was a big day. The earnings in the after hours. So this thing went up a bunch and then pulled back, and now we have a level to risk off of around 250 on the dot. AIG sort of building out a flag here. It's a big, slow-moving company with a change of character. It's something to pay attention to for sure. It's a ton of volume. 400 million of volume, right? Optoelectronic stock Light holding in here. You can risk off this shelf, really like that. Carvana, again, risk off a shelf, pivot point. Always been super strong. And then Abercrombie and Fitch holding up. All the retail names are pretty strong, but this one is forming a flag. Sure, it went up 7 green days in a row and then had a red day, and then now we're seeing if we can just keep going up higher. But C1 broke out of this channel as well a little bit today, so I'd keep an eye on that. I mean, it had previously had a failed breakout, but it closed green today, so that's positive. So those are the big movers. And then as far as names that are just generally of interest still, well, those aren't really movers. Those are ones that are of interest immediately. Names that are of interest in the next week, depending on how you see this: Capital One, COF, SIL, which is just silver, which doesn't look, excellent. Today's down a little bit compared to yesterday. There was some profit taking. So I'll try to be Mr. Macro. People say CPI happened today, so that was good or something, and then the market went up, so that's great. When the market goes up, people buy stocks and they sell silver and gold, even though I guess CPI would be good for silver and gold. I don't know. If you're worrying about this stuff, you're probably not trading. I don't know what to say. This isn't really supposed to be trading. This is supposed to be investing, but I keep coming back to this thing. I like it. An investment is a trade gone right? So you want to have a really low win rate. Does that make sense? Let me know in the comments if that makes sense. Seriously, let me know in the comments. CBRE is holding in there. EL holding in there. Probably need to let this play out. 3 green days. DG holding in there. Dollar Tree notably not. So Dollar General holding. Lemonade looks good as well. The P-Car is kind of holding in there. It's just drifting down. It's not like a GEV base, but it's interesting. CDE holding in there. Mining name kind of just building something out. COO grinding up. Interesting. This is a live recording too, so if you're joining right now, you can see this is actually live, and your comments do show up here. So they'll also end up in the recording, but you should know that. Gaps holding in, a little bit of failed breakout, but holding in. Lulu, nice to come down to earth a little bit. Maybe that can build out a little bit. Vertex, hopefully have a little green day. That could get a super good option entry there. And GCT, failed breakout. So we'll see how that maintains. Titan, not much going on there. Gold, not much going on there. Mongo did break out a little bit, so that could be interesting. SanDisk maybe go sideways a bit. CLF interesting, but really slow. AA broke out a little bit. ALP broke out a bit, so let's go sideways. FCX didn't go. STLD kind of held in there. Whatever. HBM, whatever. Notably, this wick is during pre-market, so you can just ignore that. It's actually pretty good when you consider that ignored. Twilio holding in there. Might come back to earth, sort of Rivian style, and then go again. CRM holding in there. Merck's awesome for a big company. App, maybe pull back and then go. Would be great. SLP, just pretty solid. WPM, solid gold option. LVS is slow but interesting. UAL would be great to build out a flag, but more like EXPE. But UAL might just go and then fail and then make a mockery and a mess. And I don't know. Visco is holding in there. ODFL holding in there. Tiva is biotech, but I still have it on here. And then HL mining name. EAT holding in there. Bill, another software name, holding in there. So as far as ETFs, PPH holding in there as long as XBI. I'll try to say holding in there as little as possible, but pretty sure XBI and Lebu are the same thing, so I should just pick one, but one of them's leveraged. I think it's Lebu. XLV is healthcare. It's doing fine. XLF, financials selling off some. Industrials finally coming back to a good spot. And then utilities coming back to a good spot. Makes sense. These are all green pretty much. The market was green. XLY is whatever it is. I always forget. Consumer discretionary. If someone could tell me what that is, that'd be great. XLP is maybe consumer staples. I don't know what that really is either. That must be like, I have no idea what stocks are in that. Someday I'll actually learn what all of these XL ones are, but for now, I don't really want to get too caught in the weeds, so we're just going to... XLO is something too, I guess. No, that's an actual stock. See, that's why I don't do too many XOs. You want to focus on the SPY, okay? And then as far as... so these are the names, if you're just, joining this live recording. Mu, AIG, Light, Carvana, ANF, and C1. And I've got previous names on here, but, you knew that. As far as random news that's probably completely unrelated to the market and useless, there's stuff going on with Venezuela. What else? Oh yeah, DJT did the thing. So if you're risky, you can buy that or short it or whatever you want to do. But I don't even want to talk to it. Blah, blah, blah. This is like cigarettes to me. We can just ignore that VC stuff. And then, yeah, I don't know really what's going on otherwise for big stock ideas. I'm sure your feed pretty much looks like mine. And there's just not that much to see macro-wise. Of course, macro is not really a real thing. I mean, it is, but in terms of making money in the markets, you're better off just ignoring it pretty much. Just look at the SPY and the individual stocks. Random sort of chart. Chart art. What else? I didn't even look at some of these big... I did, actually, but... So what happened with Oracle today? Yeah, nothing. You could just ignore that. Blah, 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 blah. There's a whole bunch of just uninteresting stuff here. IWM, not too impressive. Boy. Just gotta ignore DJT. Oh my god. There's a bunch of some coins. Alright, this idea of going on to X was terrible. It was a terrible idea. I don't know what I was thinking. So as far as other names, look, all the names are doing what the names do. It's pretty uninteresting as far as what they've been up to. I mean, this is one way to look at crazy moves today. Rivian was definitely a crazy move. PCG, I don't know what to do with that. AEO, retail's up. AAL, I don't know if that's going to hold. NCLH is a cruise name. I don't know if that's going to hold. Ball is drifting. BMY, I don't know. And then as far as names that went down a lot, well, some of these are a little messed up, but I mean, it was a Green Day. Veil could be a short. High Tub could be a short. This doesn't look great. Path, I don't know about buying that. That seems crazy. WBD is kind of in no man's land. I would kind of leave that alone, even though it might go down another day. Otherwise, yeah, there's not too much that totally got wrecked today. And then, let's see. NVIDIA is the biggest stock in the market and it hasn't done anything. So how's this for a little experiment? Why don't we just cut it here? And if this video totally bombs, then I'll continue doing long videos and short live streams and change up the thumbnails. I have no idea what I'm going to do. If you like this idea video, if you like the ideas here, stocks, hit the like button. Helps the YouTube algorithm, helps me make sure I'm doing something, not just talking to a wall. If you want a free course on how to find the next NVIDIA, it's 30 minutes. It's without gambling on startups. You can hit that subscribe. I'll post that right after I post that video, so you'll see that for subscribers. And if you want to check out the #1 community for busy investors, head over to stockscommunity.com. You're going to see some pretty awesome results. Seriously.
Sam Putnam.
This is Sam Putnam. This is Sam Putnam.